Hello, I'm Jesus, and in this video, I will talk to you about the strategies and techniques that I use to improve my English. First of all, I use a lot of strategies and techniques. But before talking about it, I'd like to bring up an interesting topic: the problem of many teenagers when they graduate from high school and they don't know to speak in English. They have a very basic level of English that they can't even speak simple sentences. So, this problem drew my attention the most because it's not good to see this situation after all those years studying English. So I wanted to give you some of the strategies, techniques, and resources that I use and that worked for me. If you resonate with one of these resources or strategies, you can take it and integrate it into your learning journey. Now, let's jump in. Well, some common struggles that students face are, for instance, they don't know how to make the new words they learn stick in their memories. And one effective way they can do that is by not overloading themselves with a lot of words that don't relate to their lives. Personally, I found it more effective to learn just some words from a reading passage or a video that relate to my life and that I will use later. For this reason, this struggle is very common among English learners because they try to memorize as many words as possible. However, this is not good. In addition to that, there are other problems. For example, students don't know to pronounce words correctly, they mispronounce words. Moreover, they lack motivation to learn English, they want to give up, etc. In my experience, I have also faced with these same problems, but I didn't give up. I'm using now a book which is this Speak Out third edition by Pearson. It's a very interesting book that has helped me improve my English because it's got online practice and it's got also different exercises that I can do on the pages. This book encompasses the 4 skills: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. It has activities for all of them, and I've become more proficient in English. But this book has not been the only resource I've used to improve my English. For one, I started using a lot of techniques and strategies before that I don't use now because I don't have enough time to use them again. I used books such as The English Grammar in Use which was published by Cambridge, and the other book called Phrasal Verbs in Use that you can see up here. These two books have been a game changer for me. It's true that if we learn a lot of grammar and phrasal verbs without context, without the right context, we won't be able to truly learn them. But these two books offer us explanations, a page of exercises for each explanation that you can solve on your own, and then you can correct yourself by going to one of the last pages where you can find the answer key. The answer key will help you see which answers were not correct and which answers were correct. This way, I improved my grammar and I acquired a wider range of words. But it's true that it's not enough because we can't remember the information if we don't practice it. For this reason, I applied the spaced repetition technique, which is about reducing the forgetting curve. It's true that when time passes or goes by, the information that you learned, if you don't practice it, it will get lost. I mean, you won't be able to remember it any longer. So if you don't practice it, the information will not be in your memory any longer. But if you practice it, the forgetting curve will look like this, and the information will stay in your long-term memory. Another platform I used for this spaced repetition technique was Anki. Anki can seem a little overwhelming for English learners. It looked like that to me before when I didn't know how to use it. But I used it during holiday from January to March this year, 2026, to acquire new vocabulary, and it was useful for me to review the vocabulary that I learned from reading passages from a book called The Giver. These new words stuck in my memory, and now I'm able to use them effortlessly. What I did was to add images to the flashcards I made. The flashcards looked like this. In the first side, there was the word. For example, no, I'm mistaken, sorry. In the first phase that appears, there was the definition. For example, something that can be made by parts. And on the other phase, there was the word. Okay? This method was effective to me because on the other phase, we didn't we did not only find the word or term, but also we did find an image that portrays the word, then an example sentence, a generic example sentence, afterwards my own example sentence that relates to my life. The term for the definition I mentioned was piecemeal. Piecemeal is an adverb used to describe something that can be made by parts. For example, my sentence was like this: I did my homework piecemeal. I did it in parts, in several parts. First in the morning, then in the afternoon, and then in the evening. So, this helps me acquire new vocabulary that is not common in everyday speech. Another takeaway I could give you is the following. I have seen many English learners who just reread their lists of vocabulary and they expect to remember the vocabulary by reading or rereading the list over time. According to research, it is said that just rereading something doesn't guarantee that you will remember it. It's the worst studying method ever. And it's true. I used to reread a piece of information to remember it. Maybe I could remember some minutes later or some hours later, but when 2 days or a week went by, I couldn't remember the information any longer. For that reason, according to one podcast episode I watched, it mentioned that the easier the method or technique you use is, the less effective it is. In other words, easy methods like rereading are not effective. For you to be able to remember information, you can use the active recall. Active recall, it's a fancy name, right? But it helps you read a piece of information, then try to remember that piece of information without looking at it. For example, if you read a text about a historical event, you can read it, then you can write what you remember from it. After that, you can check if what you wrote was the same that appeared in your text. If there are some information that you missed, you can realize that you need to practice that information more. And the next time you do this active recall, you will be able to write most of the information that you read. You can apply this active recall technique with the spaced repetition technique. Trying to remember what you learned by writing down on a piece of paper without looking at the information. It involves a cognitive effort where you will try to remember what you watched or what you read. Finally, I want to recommend you to watch two YouTube channels. The first is Gaspar Ponce. This channel will help you learn French through daily blogs that this YouTuber make, and it's got the comprehensible input technique where you can understand most of the videos, and he also explains the meaning of some uncommon words. This YouTuber speaks slowly so that you can understand. In addition to that, there is another channel which is Volca English. This YouTuber makes videos about his trips to other countries while he speaks English and tries to speak relatively slowly for you to understand. I also want to tell you that it would be a great idea that you practice shadowing. The shadowing technique has helped me a lot. From my point of view, shadowing is effective and it helps you imitate how English native speakers actually speak. Many times, if people just mispronounce words and they continue mispronouncing words thinking that it's the right pronunciation. This stems from the fact that they didn't get enough exposure to the language, and that's why they try to guess how those words are pronounced. Or even worse, they repeat the pronunciation of these words by other English learners, and obviously this is not helpful. I would recommend you to read written passages daily. You can also speak for 20 minutes a day, or if you don't have time, just for 10 minutes. Personally, I speak for 10 minutes a day. I grab my phone, I have my phone here, and I use two apps, the recorder and the clock app. I use it for the timer. So I have both apps open, and while I speak, I try to make sure that I used the words I learned. For example, in this book, there are reading passages that give us new words to learn together with their definitions. So, in order to practice these new words in context, I try to use them while I speak. And I think it's been a very effective way of studying because I will know when to use those words later and I will speak more naturally. When you speak every day in English, it is very good. For example, children learn by speaking the languages. If we don't speak English, we won't be able to learn it. Languages are living things. If you don't practice them daily, you will forget what you learned. And one effective way to practice languages is by speaking. When you speak, you can notice your mistakes in pronunciation, in grammar, and in fluency. Maybe you will realize that you don't know how to pronounce this word, you're not sure how to pronounce it, and you can't structure sentences. You don't know where to put the adverb in the sentence, so you will improve step by step. Finally, to finish this video, I would like to tell you that you're not alone. English learning or learning English is hard in the beginning. Now I improved a lot because I got a lot of exposure. A recommendation I would give you if you are an intermediate or advanced learner, you can look for opportunities to practice the language. For example, you can go to the Church of Latter-day Saints. There are many churches in cities, and in my city, for example, in Nauta, Peru, there is a Church of Latter-day Saints. I went there because I knew there were Americans, and I was able to engage in conversations with them. They helped me a lot to improve my pronunciation, and I keep contact. I'm in touch with some natives who I talk to in some occasions. When I talk to them, I get to learn new phrases and words. Also, I get the repetition of the words I learned, and I can hear those words when they speak. It's also important to talk to another person in English because many times you feel more motivated and you can be more fluent. When you talk to another person, you can also practice other language. I mean, you will use questions and you will be able to formulate questions in English properly compared to just speaking to yourself, where you don't make questions, you just tell a story, but you don't make questions. Furthermore, you will be able to ask for permission, information, or you can also give recommendations using you should, you must for obligations. In addition to that, you can also give orders. For example, speak slowly, habla lento. And these features of language are not used when you speak to yourself. Finally, I would like you to subscribe to my channel And I expect this podcast was useful for you. See you the next time.